I do technically have a roster for the Spirit 40th.
So is this the one with like Glenn and Joe and all them, or is this
no?
Okay,
the roster that I have for the Spirit 40th, and I could be wrong about this, but the roster that I have says, quote, as many people as we can fit on the course. But the driver is listed as Cadence Ching, who again I believe drove Zuke just now. So this is again I would imagine part of why it took a little bit longer to get the buggy out and ready. So we don't have specific names of people pushing. I don't believe, unless it is. No, it's a Spirit alumni heat. We'll see. But I believe this is as many pushers as they can get.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 8, 7.
And here we are in honor of the 40th anniversary of Spirit Racing Systems. A roll around the course, a team with a ton of history, a ton of wins, and great to see so many of their alums back to honor and celebrate that.
Yeah, of course, Spirit dominant throughout the 80s and 90s, had a bit of a gap before really picking it back up post-COVID, winning the women's races in both 2022 and again with one of the biggest upsets, I would argue, in buggy history in 2023, shaving nearly 7 seconds off of their prelims time to pull off a huge upset in going back-to-back there, in addition to a second-place finish that year. As we see here, coming up towards the stop sign. Again, this is Zuke in 2011. The paint jobs this year also relate to the Spirit 40th anniversary. If you were at Buggy Showcase yesterday, they had signs explaining what each of the paint jobs of their buggies are and how they relate to Spirit history. It's really quite fascinating, and I wish I wrote down what it was. Shout out to the design chair for Spirit for this.
Every year Spirit has great paint jobs, but this year they're looking especially clean. I was making note of that yesterday, and their hoodies are really cool this year as well. Really has like an 80s theme going on.
Yeah, it's clean through the chute here. And here we see a lot of pushers lined up. This is the always fun one shove and pass. Everyone been shooting to touch the buggy just to get a say, because you know there's going to be that one person who gives a huge shove and it passes 3 more people. So make sure you get in there. Just
a nice amount of touch right there by some of these. You see they're like gearing up for a big push. And like, you know what? We don't have a lot of space. Can't do that. But really awesome to see so many people from the history of this organization getting an opportunity to get in there, put hands on that buggy, to remember that history, that legacy. And, one of my favorite images every race day is, the whole Spirit team running up the hill, following them as they're watching the buggy going down into the free roll. A little bit of a facsimile of that here.
I gotta say, shout out to the couple people wearing suits for this. Impressive.
And I think we may have a record for most pushers in a race that I can ever remember. See, wow! There's so many more people. That is I love Spirit. This is awesome to see so many people out there all getting their hands on that buggy, scrambling around.
Just remember, Hill 5 is flat. One shove is going to send it pretty far. Make sure you start running.
And it seems like it's a little bit more of a handoff than a shove-off at this point. But a huge roster following across there. The most, and there it is. There's Joe Frick getting the shove on that. Spirit alumni coming across. Normally you see them on the other side of the finish line, but awesome to see such a turnout from them for their 40th anniversary. Congratulations to Spirit. 40 successful years here, a part of Buggy, and a really lovely alumni heat to see there. So congratulations to Spirit. 40 years of buggy history.
Yeah, so if you're new to buggy exhibitions, again, a chance for alumni to come back and push, for drivers to get a chance to push. It's for fun. We throw up a time. You see Zuke drops right now, but there is no such thing as a DQ for exhibitions, except for one, cheeky one last year for Apex with and you can hear the celebrations there as Zuke passing drops for this exhibition heat. But it's a fun thing. So even at the booth here, we're a little more loose with the information we have or the things we know. I'm looking at an Apex list. I see a driver team, but I believe this is the Apex alumni. In which case, I have one pusher on Hill 1. That is Jude Markabawi.